They thought the hardest part was waiting for love. But soon, Deborah and Daniel would learn that sometimes the real test begins after God answers your prayer. Marriage was beautiful in the beginning. They prayed together, laughed often, and built dreams around their little apartment. Every evening, Daniel would say, "Let's thank God for another day," and Deborah would smile, feeling like she was living in her answered prayer. But as weeks turned to months, life began to stretch them. Daniel lost his job again. Bills piled up. Deborah's small business slowed down. Their savings ran out faster than they expected. The same hands that once held each other in joy now trembled in fear. One night, after another argument about money, Deborah cried out, "Did we really hear from God?" Daniel looked down, silent. Then he whispered, "Yes, but maybe we forgot to keep listening." That night, they prayed again, not the pretty prayers, but the raw ones. Tears on the floor, hearts broken but surrendered. And in that quiet, God spoke softly to Deborah's heart. "I didn't promise a smooth journey. I promised my presence." From that day, they started rebuilding not just their finances, but their faith. Deborah began baking pastries from home. Daniel started helping her deliver them. They prayed before every order. Slowly, customers began to come. Some days were hard, but miracles began to appear in small ways. Unexpected payments, kind words, divine connections. One evening, Deborah found Daniel sitting quietly on the balcony, reading his Bible. He said, "You know, I used to think love was about finding someone perfect. But now I know love is about finding someone who will pray with you when everything falls apart." Their bond deepened. They learned to fight less and pray more, to see storms not as punishment but preparation. And soon, God opened a door, a new business opportunity for Daniel abroad, the same country where his old dream had once failed. This time, he didn't want to go without her. Months later, they both moved together. New land, new season, same faithful God. Their story became a testimony for others who believed love ends after the wedding. Because Deborah and Daniel learned this truth: when God writes your love story, even when storms come, His hand still holds the pen. If you've ever prayed for love, remember, finding the right person is just the beginning. Keeping God at the center is what keeps love alive. And sometimes the test you're facing now is not to break you, but to prove that your story is still being written by the author of love himself. If this story blessed your heart, don't forget to subscribe for part 3, when God expanded our love story, the miracle we never expected.